Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another fantastic, action-packed, full episode of TerrorCrave. We're your host for the evening. I am Lee, and I'm here with my buddy Jason. What's up, dude?
Oh no, man, that was very enthusiastic, man. I should have
Uh,
like gamed myself up. I like that. I'm a little bit confused. I think that I don't know where I'm living at now. It's 40 degrees difference between days now. It's 71 day and 30 the next, and I don't know what to do. I don't know whether to wear a sweatshirt, a t-shirt, or what's going on anymore, man. It's
it
the end
is
of the
kind of
world.
crazy. It is the end of the world, man. There's lots of crazy things. I mean, we won't even get into the crazy things that are
Yeah.
happening, but yeah, it is with weather, of course. I mean, to Jason's point, yesterday here in the Virginia area, we were at what 70 some degrees. I mean, it was
Yeah.
freaking awesome. It made you I wanted spring right away. I mean, I'm done. I'm
Yeah.
done with it down now.
Yeah.
And then today we've got the 40s, 30-degree weather again with the wintry mix coming our way here in Northern Virginia. So I mean, I'm just done, man. I'm done. Bring March on. Bring the spring. Bring the sunshine. Bring the
Yeah.
sunshine.
I think REM was correct. It's the end of the world.
End of the world.
Yeah.
Well, they've been saying that for a number of years now. That's slow into the world.
Yeah. 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 It's coming. Nobody knows when.
Nobody knows. I don't want to know when.
No, no. As long as
I
they
want to be
keep
taken
making
aback.
horror movies and we'll be fine.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And speaking of horror movies, we have one that we are going to be breaking down with you guys today. Uh, we've talked a lot about the Mount Rushmore. Jason has proclaimed Mount Rushmore of horror icons.
Hmm.
They are, as he has taught me, well, Jason from Friday 13th, Michael from Halloween,
Freddie.
Freddie from Nightmare on Elm Street. I didn't forget Freddie.
Uh,
And Leatherface from Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which brings us to the film we're going to be reviewing, the newest Texas Chainsaw Massacre that just debuted on Netflix last Friday. Guys, uh, just to give you a quick synopsis of what the film is, it's been 50 years of hiding for Leatherface. He returns to terrorize a group of, I guess, social media,
yeah.
uh, stars, fantastic chefs and that who are coming into town, in this remote Texas town, and are going to like recreate town, like a hipster town, sort of like in the vein of
Yeah.
Austin, Texas,
Yeah.
so to
Their own
speak. You know what I
utopia.
mean? Yes,
Yeah.
their own utopia. And that is where our movie begins. This is the ninth chapter of in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies. And what this one does, it takes a page. A lot of people have been saying it takes a page from the Halloween handbook to where it actually acts like, and I guess it does if you look at Halloween H2O, because maybe Halloween H2O was the first one to do that, to where they skipped over all of the other
Yeah.
sequels and acted like, no, it was first. No,
Yeah.
none of them happened. And this is the direct sequel to the original film. Texas Chainsaw Massacre is doing it with this film, even though they've done it previously with Texas, or it was just called Chainsaw Massacre, I think it was.
Yeah.
Chainsaw Massacre 3D, which came out maybe 7 years ago or so, 7 or 8 years ago. So they've already done it once, and they're doing it again. They've acted like this is the direct sequel to the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre 50 years later, and this is where our story begins. Jason,
Yeah.
I'm going to hand it over to you.
Well, it's
What did you
way
think of it?
more confusing than the X-Men timeline, in honesty. Because what you had the original, and then
Yep,
2 and 3 came out way after that.
they
Uh,
did, yeah.
and then you get into the remake with Jessica Biel, and which is my
Well, you're
personal
forgetting
favorite.
2 and 3. There's actually another one that came out that had Matthew McConaughey and Renee Zellweger.
Hey, I know, man. We don't talk about that. No, yeah, yeah,
There was 4 in that original, that one. You know what I mean? It was
yeah.
like you said, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1, then 2 and 3, and then 4, which was that crazy one.
The remake, I
With
love that one. And then the
no, the
one,
4 was a crazy one. I'm saying, and then the remake
yeah. See, I'm confused now, just trying to put
happened.
them in line. Because we went from the remake, and then they did the beginning where they went to the one before the remake to
The
see how
prequel to that
Leatherface.
remake. Yep.
Yeah, and then there was um Texas Chainsaw or Chainsaw Massacre, the 3D one.
Yep.
And then there was one just called Leatherface,
Yeah,
which it
which was a
was
prequel. Like that was the showing when he was a kid.
just my, I'm probably gonna it's crazy, man. This one, that when I heard that Netflix was doing this one, first I was concerned with the director for this one, because he didn't have really anything else out there other than like his own um little movie.
Well, it was produced. It did have a little bit of a horror pedigree behind it because
Yeah.
it was produced by the guy, um, the guy who directed the remake of Evil Dead back in
Yes.
2013, Fede
Which was very
Alvarez, if I'm
good.
not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fede Alvarez, which was very good. So it did
Yeah.
come with a bit of a pedigree behind it. This one was directed by David Blue Garcia.
Yeah.
Um, so I didn't mean to interrupt you, but yeah, you
No,
were
no,
saying.
no. I looked him up, and he pretty much had done his own movie or two before that, prior to this one. So I was a little bit concerned about it, but um and then just the time like that, this one was taking place in modern time, but it's a direct sequel to the original. And I was like, well, wait a minute, how long is it? You telling me it's been 50 years? That means Leatherface is at least 70 years old. We're going to be nice and say he was 20, but there's
Yeah.
no way he was older than that. But um I guess the way that he moved in this one, I could see a 70-year-old person in very, very good shape moving like this. Some of it anyway. Some of it. I mean, 70 is 70. If we were talking 60, I'd be like, oh well, yeah, a 60-year-old could do that. They could still, but 70, gosh, that's crazy, man.
He was strong as a bull. He was just, yeah, he was ferocious, man. I mean, at 70, he was, but he had a lot to be upset about. I mean, this lady who
Yeah.
had taken him in, apparently,
Hmm.
where he'd been hiding out for this past 50 years, or really not even hiding out, just kind of living in broad daylight in this Texas town, I guess. I mean, I don't think it was a secret that he was there. He wasn't hiding from the sheriffs
No,
or anything. I don't know if they knew specifically who he was or what
no,
he
I
had
don't think
done.
that. Yeah, I think that they knew that he was off a little bit. You know what I mean? But I don't think that that was another thing that kind of confused me about the movie, is that the sheriff there, um, he kind of he knew that they were there, but he couldn't piece together that, the murders that happened, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre was like the next town over, and there's this huge weird guy living now, and you know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, there was a lot of parts in the script that um were confusing, but overall, and this is a very controversial film as far as the reviews from it. Some hate it, some loved it, and there was almost like there's no in between. You either liked it or you didn't. And
Well, what
I
did
don't
you
know.
think? I mean, where
I
did you
liked
fall?
it. I liked it. I thought that as far as the story went, yeah, it's rushed, but I think what you have to remember about this movie is it's Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's about a guy with a chainsaw killing people. What else do you need as far as plot? Oh, you could get into the background of all these people, but when you want to see Texas Chainsaw Massacre, you're just waiting for him to get that chainsaw, fire it up, and then whatever, he kills whoever. You can't go into this thinking that it's going to be a drama, or there's oh my gosh, this is a great movie because this and that, and oh my gosh, it should win awards. Well, no, it should. The only thing it's going to win an award for or have a chance to is the kills, the gore.
And I hear what you're saying. I do hear what you're saying. I'm going to go ahead and say that I feel like you liked it a little bit better than I did. I think what it had going for it, did it have some jump scares? 100% yes. There were definitely a couple
Yeah,
jump scares, I think, or where you're in the suspense was built up a couple times. For instance, when she was the girl was trying to get out of the house, the other social media influencer, the other partner of the chef, Dante.
yeah.
There was a little suspense and all of that built up. But I gotta say, and the gore, if you're a gore fan, then dude, this
Oh,
movie
it's on
has it for
key.
you.
Yeah.
This movie has it for you. There's definitely a lot of gory scenes in there. But as far as like there was a couple things that I didn't like about it, Jason. And I mean, uh, I hear what you're saying about character development, but I think that for this movie, there was seriously none, and their attempts at it were like kind of weird because we meet the one character. There's two sisters. We talked about the people who are coming into town. One's
Hmm.
Dante. He's a chef. He's got a partner. Her name is Melody. She's got a sister named Lila. All right.
Yeah.
And then there's also Dante's girlfriend, Ruth. All right, these are the four people who are coming into town. They're actually having a bunch of investors bust in also for like this big party and stuff like that. Throughout, they're going to celebrate. And they're going to have this bidding war and or auction off some of the town buildings and things like that. So we understand that, but the sisters apparently Elsie or Lila, they introduced this whole character thing where she'd been in a school shooting,
Yeah.
which leads, and you're thinking, okay, which really, why is it there? Because it didn't really
Hmm.
do anything except for the end where she does grab a gun, you know what I mean, and starts to use the gun. So maybe that's where you're like, whatever
Yeah.
message they were trying to get. I don't know. That was just,
No, no, I'd say it was several. They tried to put several modern situations. So, shooting in a school that she was at, and she got shot.
yeah,
Um, the whole thing with webisodes and people having their own YouTube channels, the cooks or whatever. Okay, so that's
yeah,
modern too. So and they've got a bunch of followers, and now they're going out and starting this up. You also, to me, you brought this up a couple weeks ago. The part about when he comes up on the boat on the bus, and the guy says, something like, "You want to get canceled."
yeah.
And that part to me, I was just like, I hope he just like takes that dude out, because that was like I know they were trying to put in a cool little line or something like that, but to me, it didn't make sense. Um, the parts where the bus was a good thing, but come on, man, the dude's 70 years old. Y'all couldn't grab him, like somebody couldn't grab him. But I guess these are supposed to be more. Uh, I
Yeah, but
don't know.
self-preservation should take over at some point. And this one lone man, with what you say, would you say there's like 25 at least, maybe 30 people on
Oh
that bus? Or
yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah. Nobody,
So not
while he
one
had the
person can
saw
make
in
it past
somebody.
him. I
Yeah.
mean, not even to make it past him. Be like, oh, you know what I mean? To get away.
If we're filming somewhere and that happens to us, first thing I'm gonna do is just push Steve right into him, and then I'm gonna grab, take Leatherface down, like, thank you, Steve.
Yeah,
You know,
that's the team, brother.
like, come
But no,
on, somebody couldn't get this 70-year-old man.
that, yeah, I was like, not one person made it off that bus.
Yeah.
I thought for sure some would get away. I really did. We just run off, you know what I mean? The movie continue or something like that. But not one person made it off. He killed every single person on that bus. And especially when the bus was taken off, I was like, oh, they're getting away. You know what I mean? And then the guy gets off the bus. Why didn't that one lady, first of all, who the I guess her name was Catherine, but she was the main contact that Dante
Yeah.
had.
Yeah.
She found out what was happening. She saw Dante's jaw, just a gap,
Yeah.
hanging
They
off
should
of
have been
his.
gone. She didn't even say anything to anybody.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't understand why she didn't tell the bus driver anything about what was happening.
Yeah.
So it'd be like, don't get off the bus. Maybe she did say don't get off the bus to him, but he didn't know why she was saying that. You know what I mean? And it was just
Hey,
like,
how did you like how they tried so hard to keep the younger sister from getting off the bus? Hey, don't get off the bus. I'm getting off the bus. And she like opens things like, don't get off the bus. Like, you didn't even stop her.
I
You
know.
just let her go, man.
Yep. Yeah, that. So, I mean, again, there were some jump scares, but these are the things that were going through my mind as I was watching the movie that took me out of it. Another thing that I would say I was really disappointed in, and I was mistaken, first of all, about this one thing that I'm about to bring up. I thought, they took another page from the Halloween playbook and they had the original
Yeah.
uh,
Final
victim,
girl. Yeah.
final girl, come back. All this time, in my mind, I was thinking they actually had the same exact actress who was playing her, but
I
she
did
died, I
too.
guess, she died 5 or 6 years ago, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
They didn't, so it was a different actress playing her, but it was the same character, same girl who escaped.
Right.
So you have this whole build up to the movie that she's become badass sheriff now or a badass marshal, you know what I mean?
I
And
didn't like
all of
that
this
part.
stuff.
I
And
didn't like
then
that part.
they have her coming into town. And she's about to kick some butt. You know what I mean? She's gonna kick some
Yeah.
ass now. And then nothing happens. She has him dead to rights with the gun. Somehow she misses him. First of all, when she first shoots at him, and then she comes into the room with him. Say my name.
Yeah.
Say my name. He
I
doesn't even know
like
who the
that
hell
part.
she is.
Yeah, I like the part where she's, doing that. Say my name. You remember me? And he's just like, I don't know who you are. I'm just gonna kill you.
But he didn't. He did kill her. Dude,
No,
he walked past her. And
yeah,
she let him, which I'm like, why did that happen? First of all, why did he do that? And then why did you let him
just walk past.
walk past? You had him. You
Yep.
had the gun.
Yep.
That was the time.
Yeah.
You've been chasing this man for 50 years to get revenge for your friends, and you let him walk past you. I guess you could think, if you really think about it, that maybe that the psychological fact that she had this guy and hadn't seen him for 50 years made her freeze a tiny bit. But then you have to ask, okay, well, why did Leatherface just not care about her and let her, just
I
walk
guess
past
he
her?
just acted like she was nothing. But yeah, she could have killed him there. Now, another thing is so she's got to be at least the same age as him, or let's say she was
Yeah.
18, so she's 68 now. So she's old.
Yeah.
She's frail. Well, she's old. She's frail. He takes this chainsaw and sticks it into her abdomen and lifts her up in the air with this chainsaw going, throws her down, and she's still over there like living like, here, take the gun, put a bullet in it. I was like, bitch,
She actually
excuse
was
me,
able to shoot
you're
that gun.
dead.
She was
Yeah,
actually able to shoot that gun because she saved that girl
yeah.
from getting
Come
killed.
on, man.
So,
Come on.
and then so I think it was like a big build up for nothing, because I guess I was expecting the Laurie Strode type of
Sure.
rising from the Phoenix, ashes of the Phoenix, and all that stuff, and
Yeah.
but she literally came, didn't do anything, and got killed, and then got literally thrown into the trash. He
Yeah.
literally got thrown into the trash when he was done with her. You know what I mean? It was like, why do that to this character? Why build her up so bad, big? And I don't know. And just like,
Well, and then
away.
the younger sister had no clue who this woman was. Yet at the end of the movie, she goes over and picks up the hat and puts it on. It's like, why would you put that? You don't even know this woman. Why are you putting the hat on? Right. She might have lice or something, man. Be more careful.
And then I have to go and say also, I think the guy's name was Richter. When they very
Thor.
first get to town. Yeah,
that's who I said, man, is that Thor? And I was like, oh no, Chris Hemsworth. That's who I thought it was at first.
Oh, did you really know?
Yeah, my eyes. I'm getting older.
But this guy, he's also built up. So at first you're like, okay, maybe he's part of the family, part of the cousin.
Yeah. Well, you never know what Texas
part of the
Chainsaw
Sawyers.
Massacre.
Exactly. Yep. That's what I didn't know, and they built him up, but no, he wasn't. He wasn't. But yet again, this dude who was just, he came up there, and I don't know. I just expected more from him also. Either something to happen to this guy, either whether him be connected to the family members, or just
let him help them survive. He's the hero.
He probably got. I mean,
that was
terrifying, terrible death. What happened to him? I mean, his head got literally.
Yeah, and the older sister's under the. She tried to help him. She tried to move the mirror around with her foot so he would see who's. Now, why didn't Leatherface see that? Why didn't he?
I actually
see
thought
her
he
leg
did. Was going to go right after her. After that, he was done with that. I did. I thought he saw that.
Yeah.
But and that just goes again. I know I'm just like tearing this movie apart, but I just am, because these are the things that as I was watching it. There was definitely some jump scares. I want to repeat that, because it does. If you're looking for that thing, then you will be like, oh, and suspense. And there's a couple pieces of suspense, not a lot.
Yeah,
there's actually not a lot of suspense in this movie. There's 2 times that I can remember being that, when the one girl who was dumb, another dumb thing. The girl, for some reason, they find Leatherface. He's been in this foster home or this orphanage or whatever.
I know what you're gonna say. Go ahead.
And the lady trips out and has a heart attack or something. And they're like, they just met this lady. They're like, oh, somebody has to go around with her on the ambulance. Why? I don't know.
I don't know. Why would you do that? It's like, oh, I'll go with her. It's like, why? You don't know her. Her crazy son's in the back.
Yeah,
that would be enough for me. Is he going? I'm good. I'll stay here. And now that woman that died, though, she was a scream queen too.
Alice Creed.
Yeah,
that's her name.
Yeah.
She was in a movie. she played. I'm gonna go to my sci-fi geekdom for a hot second. She played the Borg queen
Yes.
in the Next Generation Star Trek.
Yes. Man, she looked old too, man.
She
I
did. She
wonder if that
did.
was makeup or how much was makeup, because I
She's
didn't
also in
think she was that
Sleepwalkers.
old. Yeah,
She
that's
was
where, yeah.
she was Sleepwalkers, which was a movie that came out in the early 90s, 90
Yeah,
or
Stephen
91.
King.
Was a Stephen King.
Yep.
It was not, and what it was different because it was not based on a book. It was a
Right.
screenplay that he wrote specifically for a movie.
Yeah, which
Sorry,
was,
I had to throw that out
yeah.
there. Yeah,
I wouldn't choose that one before another Stephen King movie, but
yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but so there was a lot of crazy things. So I would say that scene was suspenseful when he very first, and the girl who went on the ambulance with them. I don't want to give a lot away, but
Yeah.
when she's on the ambulance with him, and then her trying to get out. I thought that was kind of suspenseful as to where he was and all of that stuff. And then I thought when she with the older sister was getting out of the house, trying to be quiet.
Yeah. And
I
then,
thought
well,
that was
even down in the
suspenseful.
crawl space,
Yeah.
trying to get out, trying to crawl out through the crawl space. But I think the film to me was like 50-50, and I just chucked it up because it is a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. So you don't know how it's going to go, but this one fit in well with parts like 2, 3, 4, and then like to me, like Texas Chainsaw 3D or something like that. To me, I still, the remake was my favorite. You still, the original is a classic. And a lot of people, I see people reviewing that movie, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and even, my my oh, I can't even think the word right now, but my holy grail, The Exorcist, for horror movies. And I see people reviewing that and they don't like it. Like, how can you not like, I mean, The Exorcist is, I guess it's just because they're so modern movies, there's so much more CG in them, and they try to get you to care more about all of the people instead of one person. But I don't know, don't diss The Exorcist, man. I don't like that.
Right.
uh, Tell them, Lee, you like that movie.
Oh yeah, for sure. I've seen part 3 anyway.
Yeah.
It's the only one I saw, and I saw it in the theater in the summer of 1990. Anyway,
Ooh.
I digress. I remember it during the week. Anyway, going back to Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I agree with you. You brought up the remake, 2003.
Yeah.
I've spoken about that before. That movie actually scared me. I remember I watched it in the middle of the day on a Sunday, and it was bright and sunny outside, and it
Yeah.
still scared me. I remember the radio commercials for that movie. They were
Yeah.
scary. I remember being in the theater seeing the trailer before that. um, and then seeing the trailer for that movie before other movies started. That was scary. They did a
Yeah.
damn good job with that one.
They
That was
did.
terrifying, and it was disturbing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It was really disturbing. And then since then, even the prequel I thought was decent.
Yeah, it was good.
Prequel to that
It was good.
to the remake. And then other than that, though, I think that I would say that the movies as a whole, I would even say maybe, and it's been a while since I've seen 3D. I actually saw 3D in the theater also
I did.
on a Friday during the day. January 4th of whenever that movie came out. That was the day I saw it. I remember that because it was Cindy's birthday and she wanted to see it for that. She wanted to go see that movie.
Did you watch it in 3D?
I did.
Yeah, I liked it.
And that's one thing. My wife is actually, she likes horror movies, and she actually is a fan of the Chainsaw movies, and she didn't like this one that much either.
She didn't like it.
No, and again, it goes back to the things I said. Not that, there was really no. For me, you could, if I'm watching a horror movie, I do want to care about the characters that are being chased down and killed. I want to know at least a little something about them. But these people, I didn't know anything about at all. I literally didn't. You know what I mean? They came there, they said a few words, and the killing started almost immediately.
Well, yeah,
all
like
the other movies, like the remake.
The remake,
you got to know those people.
Yep,
you spent some time with them.
Well, even though the boyfriend, Jessica Biel's boyfriend in the remake, it was sad to see him get killed. And when that ring fell out of his pocket, you're like, oh man, he was gonna ask her to get married. But this one, no, I didn't care if the two chefs died. I really didn't care about the sister that much. And
Yeah,
I really wanted the mechanic guy or the handyman or whatever he was. I was like, well, I hope he's going to probably save them in the end. And then walk
yeah,
in, takes a hammer to the knee
dude,
or
that
the
was terrible.
shin.
And
Yeah,
he was still fighting
daggone,
though.
man.
He's still fought. I mean,
Yeah.
his whole knee went in the other direction. I mean,
I
went
thought he had
back.
a chance. Even after the hit in the leg, I said, well, he's got a chance. And then they went into the window and then came back. And then when he was over top of him with that hammer, and that was it. I liked that part.
Yeah, I'm sure you did. I knew you were. I knew you were gonna like that. But, yeah, like I said, the reasons I'm given, I would say it's definitely if you were to take the prequels out of it, Jason. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
not the prequels. Take the remakes out of it, meaning the Jessica Biel one and then the one that was a prequel to that film. Where do you rank this one?
Um,
You know what I mean? And let's just take with the original, the Texas Chainsaw 3D,
yeah.
and then this one. And I'm using
Um,
that because those both are supposed to be the true sequels to
yeah,
the
it would
original.
be last. It would be last place for
It would
those.
be
Yeah, the original first and then 3D and then this one.
okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. And if you put it in with the other ones, other than the Matthew McConaughey and Renee Zellweger,
Yeah,
it would be next to last then, because that one was just terrible, man.
and that actually, let's take a little bit to dissect that film. I saw it a while ago, but if I remember correctly, weren't they even like the Sawyer family supposed to be government sanctioned almost?
Yep.
Weren't they working for the government to do something? It was weird. They had the black, the Men in Black show up there at the end of the film or something like that. It got
Yeah, it
really
was
weird and odd.
crazy. It was crazy. I don't even know what happened with that one, man. But to get back to this one, I think what happened is the director got the opportunity to do this movie and he moved on it fast. And I think he just tried to throw in, he tried to keep the story alive. But personally, if it was handed over to me, I would have made this take place at least 10 years ago. Not 2022, at least back before 2012, to make it more realistic that Leatherface could still be hiding somewhere
Right.
at 60 and he could be dangerous at that age. But when you're telling me a 70 some year old man is going to grab a chainsaw and come after you, and like we talked about the bus scene, a 70 some year old man getting up on the bus and there's
Yeah.
25 people inside. Come on, man. He's not going to get everybody. He might get one or two, but they're going to take him down.
Yeah, that I had a hard time. Now, this movie was originally supposed to come out in theaters, to give you a little insight. And then what happened is that they had some disastrous test screenings
Yeah, the investor says
over
this
and
movie is
over
crap.
again. The test screenings were just terrible. Like the people that were watching it, and then so they just decided to forego the theatrical release and sell it to Netflix. I have
Yeah.
another question there for you. And 3D did the same thing, so I can't fault them for doing this. But do you think Leatherface needs a family around him? Because if you think about the other Texas Chainsaw Massacres and even the remakes, the remake and the prequel and all that stuff, there's always been Leatherface has been the main guy, yes,
Yeah.
but there's
Yeah.
always been that Sawyer family. You know
Yeah.
what I
I
mean? That was
I
around
think
to kind
they
of the
keep
other help
him
them.
calm. I think that like in 3D it was what his grandmother, or it was the girl's like great aunt or something like that, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. So
something
and
like
it
that.
was it was his, I don't know if that would be his mother or
Well, that's what I'm saying.
supposed
3D
mother.
3D did it too because it wasn't he was a solo act
Yeah.
in this in 3D all in that one also. But
Yeah.
my question is, do you prefer to see Leatherface on his own, like a Jason or a Michael or a Freddy, or do you like him better when he is around that Sawyer family and he's got
Well,
his cousins that are also crazy that are also doing things? You know what I mean? But of course, he's Leatherface being the main standout.
well, if you think back to the remake of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and you think about the sheriff,
Yeah, he's
I mean, he was a character himself, as far as you had Leatherface, but the sheriff himself, he was scary. You know what I mean? Because this is a cop that's supposed to be the sheriff that's supposed to be helping you out, and
Yeah.
he's not. And I love when we first meet the sheriff in the original, in the remake, and he comes up there and to the van, and he said, "Where whose gun is this?" And they're like, "She had it on her." And he lifts his leg and puts it into the holster. And at that point, I'm like, "Oh my God, he's with them." You know what
Yep.
I mean? It's just snaps just like that. Um, I like that they had uh his mother there. I guess it does make sense to have other Sawyers around. So yeah, I guess I have to say that I like when they have somebody to help him out. I guess it makes it a little more realistic because without any family, he's just crazy. He's just killing people.
Yeah. But I also think it to go a little bit against what you're saying, I feel like when he's with the family, they are almost they're using him as a tool.
Yeah, that's true too.
You know what I mean? So they're not
Yeah,
like there to kind of keep him like under taps, like, oh my God, don't hurt anybody, Leatherface.
they'll
You know
send
what I
him out
mean?
like a soldier or
They,
something.
yeah, you know what I mean? That's kind of what they kind of point him in the direction and just turn him loose like a wild rabbit dog. So I guess I was just curious as your thoughts as if you think the Sawyer family enhances the story or the movies of Leatherface, or do you like it better as a solo act?
It did with the and the original one,
Yeah.
and then even the part two and part three, and then the remake. Yeah, I can see it there. I liked him with people, but I now like 3D. That was just somebody that was like keeping him alive. He was down in the basement or whatever, and this woman was just feeding him.
Right. That's what I'm saying. 3D did the same thing. They kind of let it. He was a solo act in that one too, basically.
Yeah,
Unless I'm forgetting something, I don't think there was anybody that was helping him or another family member. I think it
no,
was,
no,
yeah.
no.
So
How do you like the way it ended with him going home?
yeah, I was gonna ask you if you watched it through the credits and saw that. Um, I guess they were trying to say, hey, it could kick off again. You know what I
Well,
mean?
first, before that even happened, the two sisters are leaving town, and they're in the car getting ready to take off, and I was like, two final girls, and then bam, the window breaks. I was like, one final girl,
Yep.
you know, and come on, man, automatic or like autopilot on the car. It's like they're just like any kind of technology or anything. They just threw it way out there. I was like, man, I guess they do have those cars, but that didn't look like. I don't know. I was
Well,
like,
they do have those cars, but I thought I was watching that as they got in the car very calmly and started to have a little chatter, some
after she went
chatting,
and got her
and
hat and
then
put on too.
and
By the
yeah, and
way,
then made some jokes.
yeah.
On second thought, I think I'm going to move with you to this town now. Notch, notch, wink, wink. And I'm just like, I'm like, what? And
Let's
then she's
just sit
taking the
back.
time to open the
Yeah,
sunroof up,
yeah.
even, that
Let's just hit
that
autopilot and relax now.
yeah, I
Everybody's
was
dead.
just,
Yeah,
even before he came out and got her, I'm thinking, Jesus, I'm just watching this movie. If I was experiencing it, there's no way I would be relaxed. I'd be still frantically getting the hell out of that damn town. You know
sure,
what I
man.
mean? And not
Sure.
having the time to talk to you. If it was you and me who had gotten out of there, I could be like, man, Jason, wow, can't wait to talk
Hey,
about this on our show or whatever.
hey, dead bodies float. He sank.
Yeah.
That would have been the first sign right there. It's like, he's not going up, coming back up. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
I don't
It
know.
was
What would you give it? What would you rank this one? There's a lot more that I could say about this one, but how
oh
what
no,
else?
if you what else you got to say? I'll be like, come on out. Here, I want to hear it out.
I mean, I liked the kills in it. I thought the kills were great. The one sister at the end where he just grabbed her and just like took the saw and cuts her head right off, and is like
Yeah.
just like holding it. And the other girl's in the car with autopilot. No, no, I would have.
I actually thought
And
for a
the
hot
car's
second that
going
he
real
was
slow
gonna.
too. That was the other thing. Like autopilot just like creeping along out there. Like your sister's head just got cut off by some
Yeah.
dude with a chainsaw, and you've got the car on autopilot going like 2 miles per hour.
I actually thought for a hot second he was gonna. He started swinging a chainsaw like he does. I thought he was about
Heroic.
to throw it at her and get her too, and that was going
I
to be
wish he had a,
the
because
end.
now in another 20 years they're going to come out and she's going back to get revenge, and Leatherface is 90 some. He's got a
97 years old
motorized, yeah, he's got one of those scooters or whatever going around.
and still kicking butt.
Yeah. Hey, and first of all, let's go back to the chainsaw in the wall, which I thought was cool that it was in the wall. But anybody that has a chainsaw knows that if you don't take the gas out, it just dries up and the chainsaw's not going to start. That thing was starting right up, man. It's like, what brand is that? Is that a Husqvarna? Is that a Steel? What's he got there, man? It started. I can't leave mine for a winter and start it back up. What the world, man?
For 50 years, that thing was inside that wall.
It just started right up.
When that lady said, "Don't go in my room," I was like, "That's what the chainsaw is."
Well, I didn't know that. Now, I didn't know that's where the chainsaw was. I thought she was saying, "Don't go into my room and use like my sewing stuff."
Oh,
I thought that's what she was. Don't go in my room, because maybe that's what she called him in there before, like sewing somebody's faces up or something.
Oh, gotcha. No, I told Cindy, I was like, "That's where the chainsaw is."
It
Don't
makes sense, because she was just like, "Don't go in my room. Don't go."
Yeah.
And
Yep.
did he have? I didn't see his face too much, but Leatherface had a deformity to his face, and I didn't really notice that in this one.
They didn't really give us a full view of his face. They showed little pieces, like sections of it. You know what I mean? The camera would be so close up
All
to
right,
it,
so he walked right
seem.
by them when the old lady died. He walked right by him, picked her up, and they
Oh,
just
no,
kind of,
they saw his face, but I'm saying the
yeah,
audience.
but they
We as
didn't
an
react.
audience never. Yeah, I don't think he. I for some reason I don't think he, or if he did, maybe they just ignored it. But
Yeah,
I don't think. But even from the pieces of the shots that they gave us, like close up to like the
yeah.
side, it didn't look like it was any type of deformities to it or anything.
And why wasn't his hair more gray?
You know, I
You know
don't
what I'm
know.
saying? 70 years old.
Yeah,
What's your
man,
secret, Leatherface?
that's what I'm saying, dude. He was beast. He was beast. I mean, for that to be that old and to still kicking ass like he did, I mean, kick that. That one dude was tough too.
Oh, I
The
know.
Richter
There's
or
no
whatever
way
his
that
name
that
was.
70-year-old man would have been
He
able to.
took him out.
Yeah, come on, man.
He took
He's
him out.
throwing that chainsaw. Oh, my hip. Then he has to drop the chainsaw.
Yep.
Um,
So, what would you give it, my friend? Did we already say that if we were going to go? And
yeah, if
again,
we,
we'll sum it up. Like Jason said, the movie has the gore was there, the graphic kills were there, and I think that's
yeah,
what you do expect that from Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie
yes,
more so than even the other films.
yeah.
Saying that you expect that graphic.
Would have been better it's especially since they went ahead and put it on Netflix. They should have just turned it into a series and actually given a little more background about the people coming, and maybe gone into how he ended up over there um at the orphanage, and maybe some flashbacks of the lady like calming him down when he gets upset or something. And
Yeah.
maybe better as a series. See, I originally thought it was a series coming out instead of just a movie, but it was very rushed. From, we're here to set up this new town for, to start it over, and away from, that was the other thing, no guns allowed. They didn't like guns. They didn't want guns in their new town. And that's the first thing that they see. The guy at the gas station, he's got the gun on his hip, and the one sister is just like, "Oh, look at that," this and that. And I was like, "Gracious, man!" And he's like, "There's feral hogs around here," and I was like, "Oh, well, he's just carrying a gun, whatever."
Yeah.
It was very rushed. They threw a lot of stuff at you real quick, but didn't actually give the background on what it was.
No,
And
no, there were some great ideas that they didn't really expand upon. I'll just say that, in my
yeah,
opinion.
yeah,
So
I
I'm gonna give it a 5.
yeah, I was gonna say I'll give it a 5. If you're a fan of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, you have to watch it just because it's Texas
Yeah.
Chainsaw Massacre.
And if that's what you're coming for the kills and the grisly murders, then you're gonna love
Yeah,
it.
it's worth it. Yeah,
Yeah. But if
just
you're
don't
looking
think
for
too much.
if you're looking for some people to make some good decisions and to have someone who's been chasing this guy for 50 years actually act upon doing something when she has him in
That
his
would
sights.
that was like the only, me, I love realistic stuff, and the most unrealistic things that happened in this movie were the decisions of the people going to that town.
Yeah.
Like everybody's standing there, the dude walks up with a chainsaw and they're standing there with their cameras. Like, really?
Yeah.
No. And like you said, the girl getting in the ambulance to ride with him, why would she do that? They don't know who this is.
Made no sense.
Like I'd been like, the house is ours now.
I do think we should mention that, it's kind of funny, and they did have a thing to where this. Oh, I should say this too. I like the fact they had John Larroquette come back and actually do the narration.
Yes.
John Larroquette, for those of you of a certain age, might know who I'm referring to, Dan Fielding from Night Court. He was the narrator of the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and they actually had him come back and narrate the beginning of this movie as well.
Yep.
So I did like that. And then in this movie, what it is Texas Chainsaw. He's become like folklore legend almost.
Sure.
They're selling Texas. They're selling chainsaw corkscrews and bottle openers and stuff like that. From this guy, because it's just and he's and there's the way it starts is just showing a special report of how he's been. They're talking about the lady who was got away. They're talking about all of them, and it's like
I guess that's a
mystery.
You think that's just something they have just replaying the whole time all day long, because that's almost like a little shop or whatever where you can get your souvenirs?
I think so. Probably
they have that video playing 24 hours a day.
I think so too, as opposed to it just happened to be
I did random... like he comes walking out of the back or whatever, and he's getting ready to go outside, and he hears the girl from the ambulance calling, and he's wearing her face.
He knew exactly what was happening.
Yeah, that's when he called what's her name, the
or the Marshal,
Texas Ranger,
Sally Hardesty.
Yeah, she wasn't that hard. Well, all that time sitting there waiting for him to come back, and then has a chance, doesn't kill him, and then gets thrown in the trash after she takes a ride on the chainsaw.
Indeed. Well, I'm not sure. Yeah. So anyway, so we're gonna both give it a 5, guys. That's our review of that. It's fun to watch.
Yeah.
It's not a great movie though.
Yeah, it's better than Nightmare on Elm Street remake.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know. Actually, I have to. It's been a while since I've seen that one. That's a good one. I'll have to go back and revisit that just to see. I don't know if it's better than that.
Yeah, I'm just mad because they didn't have Robert Englund playing him.
Oh, I know. That's
yeah.
Well, my friends, I know we also wanted to talk about The Walking Dead. That came back this week. What did you think about that?
It was good. I liked it. I like the way it's turning out. So this is just a 3-part thing. Is that it? Is that what they were saying? There's only 3 episodes?
Oh, I didn't think that. No, I think this will be 7 episodes.
Okay. All right.
Just like it was last fall.
Well, that's what I thought, but they said part 1 of 3 or whatever. Is that just like
because this is part 2 of this is 3 different sub sections where they're dropping. One dropped in the fall. That was part 1 of the last of the season of the series finale season, and then this will be part 2, and then in the next fall we'll probably get those other 7 episodes.
Okay. But they should have. First of all, Daryl should have killed that woman. He shouldn't have let her go. You never let somebody like that go. But they should know that by now. All of them. Other than that, I thought that it was good. It was really good the way that it came back, and I'm sure next week it'll probably show more people up at the other place. But now, are they skipping ahead? Like at the end,
it sure looked like that. They definitely skipped 6 months ahead, and Daryl's part of the Commonwealth military group now.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll probably flash back, and if they do start in that story, I'm sure they'll flash back and fill us in on that 6 months.
Yeah.
Maybe they won't. Maybe they'll still work to see. Maybe they'll kind of just go back to show exactly what happened until we catch up to that point.
Do you think Daryl is sold on the Commonwealth, or to me, he's always the spy they send in. He's such a good spy. That's one thing I'll say that I like about his character is he can infiltrate the enemy and fit right in with them. He did it with so many groups, man. The Saviors and this one that they what was their name? The oh shoot, I can't remember these people's name.
Well, anyway, I would say the Saviors though was a little different. He wasn't really fitting in with those guys.
No, he didn't have a choice.
They took him. So that one was a little different. I don't know. They could. I mean, they set up where he was already a little disgruntled with Maggie,
Yeah.
with her actions of killing those people after they had just negotiated a peace treaty, basically,
Yep.
and
Well,
and
yeah,
then they
that
go
might be
out.
the reason they switched. I didn't think about it that way. I just always
Yeah,
thought that he's the a good one to go in and spy. And
I'm not saying you're wrong. I was just giving another alternative as to why that there was already the seeds of whatever between them based on her actions.
yeah,
When she killed him, he was not happy with what she did.
do you think
Um,
she's going to still go after Negan, or do you think he's gone from the show now, or is he going to show up again?
oh no, we'll see him again. We'll
Okay,
see him. He's not gone from the show. We'll see him again.
he's my favorite character now. I like Negan.
Yeah. But no, I thought it was great. Also, I enjoyed it. I mean, oh my gosh, why can't I think of the priest's name? I've been trying to think of it for the past minute since we've been talking.
Gabriel.
Gabriel is beast
Yeah.
now. He
Yep.
is ruthless. He's gone through complete 180.
Yep.
When he very first joined the show.
Oh, he was terrible. Yeah. At first, I
Yeah.
didn't like him at all.
No, I don't think anybody did. He's really good now. He was awesome there with the got those got the killed the one priest. That was not a great move, I guess, but and then he
Yeah.
killed the other dude up on the roof and had him. While they thought they had him. They thought they had Daryl and Maggie and everybody, but
Yep.
no.
Yeah, he
Gabriel,
saved them. He definitely saved their life.
yes, he did. So that was good. I'm looking forward. It's bittersweet. I'm looking forward to the end, though.
Yeah.
It's coming up quick. We've got, I guess, 13 episodes left. No,
Yeah.
13 episodes left. If we've already got the one down, I'm pretty sure it's batches of 7. Is how
Okay.
they're doing it. So
So is Rick coming back?
I don't know.
I think he'd have to. You can't end the show without Rick. At least them showing up where he is or something.
Maybe that pivots into the movies.
Yeah. So now he went with more the people from World Beyond, though, right? With that group.
Yes.
All right. So
Yes,
he's not at the Commonwealth. So
No.
there may be something. Maybe he comes and helps Maggie and them against the Commonwealth. Who knows? Are they ever going to come out with the movies, the Rick movies?
I know, right? It's been 3 years now, 2 years, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, it's been 3 years since he's left the
Yeah.
show.
They could at least have
knows?
one out by now.
I know. I think it was supposed to have been out by now. Obviously, the pandemic did slow everything down and push everything back, but who knows, man? I don't know. I mean, we'll definitely get the movies. I think we will get the movies. I just don't know if we show them up at the end.
Yeah. And Stranger Things, they're coming back. They released their
trailer,
their
which
date.
looked awesome.
Yeah, I love Stranger Things.
And that's going to be broken into 2 also. I think it comes out the 27th and July 1st.
Yeah.
Or something like that. So this will be like 6 weeks between the 2.
Yeah.
Their season 4 will drop in 2 pieces, and then season 5, and then that'll be the last season.
Yeah.
And then there's talk of spinoffs and stuff like that. So it'll be cool.
I think they should. That's the only problem, that when you have kids that are on a series like that, they grow. I mean,
they do.
It just happens. But all of these guys now, I mean, really, it shouldn't be. They were maybe around 13 or 14 when they started, but I mean, now, it's only been a couple of years, but these guys are all like 20 now or something. So
yeah, they're about 18 to 20 for sure. I think.
Yeah. So something to look forward to, though.
Definitely for real. Really excited about the Stranger Things coming out here. We're waiting 3 years. It'll be 3 years since it last.
Yep.
Right. Yeah.
Because they didn't have it during 2020 and then 2021, now 2022.
Yeah, 2019, I guess, was the last time we saw it. So
yeah,
summer 2019.
Yeah.
Well, dang. Well, guys, that brings us to the end of this episode. As always, we really hope you enjoyed it. Jason, I think we've said it all, right? Am I leaving anything out?
I think so. No. That's all.
All right. Well, guys, as always, please hit us up. Let us know what you'd like to see us talk about. We do appreciate the comments you've given us so far. Hit the like button. You can listen to us wherever you listen to any of your favorite podcasts. Hopefully, we're one of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcast,
Spotify, anything.
Spotify. Yep. Check us out, guys. Please do hit the like button, share, tell your friends about us.
Yes.
And we definitely appreciate you all.
Yeah. Horror Improv Theater this Saturday, the 26th at 2 p.m. We will be live on Facebook and YouTube, doing our first episode of or improv theater.
Yes, yes, please do tune in. As he said, Facebook 2 p.m. It's going to be like choose your own adventure, guys. Remember
Yeah.
that. Basically, it's going to be up to you, the audience, to tell us what happens to some of these characters in there. Do they
Yeah.
live? Do they die? We don't know, but you do. So please check it out and tell us.
Yep. It'll be a good time.
Yes, indeed. All right, everybody. Jason, thank you, my friend.
Thank you,
Guys,
Lee.
yes, sir. Thank you. Have a great day, everybody. Take care.